2. It's going live right now. It's live.
Most High Christ. Most High Christ. All right. Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. Yahweh Shamar Al-Thum by Shem Yahushua. I'm priest and officer of 50 Yedaya, holding class down till Captain Shapar and Pod gets here. Now, I must go into this because it was big. Everybody was talking about it. Israel was real upset. You know I got to go into Bernie Sanders. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man and woman, how long are we going to love simplicity? How long are we going to choose other people of outside nations to represent us and to do us justice? The only justice and redemption and salvation that the black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man is going to get from the Most High in Christ. I was on Twitter earlier, and everybody, when I say everybody, that's our people, was crying and complaining. They felt like the world was going to end because Bernie Sanders broke their poor little Christian hearts. Broke their poor little liberal democratic hearts. Not realizing that, you know, just being a Democrat or Republican, it's two wings of the same bird. It's two wings of the same bird. They don't understand it. First off, you shouldn't be looking to a man outside of your nation to represent you anyway. Right. Bernie Sanders don't have the benefit of you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man and woman. I know we talk a good game, but is any Edomite, has any oppressor ever had our best interests at hand? They have not. They have not. We've seen it all before. We've seen it from not just Bernie Sanders, Bill Clinton. We've seen it from all different type of oppressors that come in our neighborhoods, and you don't see them until around the time where they're supposed to get elected. You see it with Joe Biden. Now they're going to gather around Joe Biden like he's going to save us. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, the only one that's going to save us, the Most High Christ, our King Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Hey, Bob, give me Deuteronomy chapter 17 and verse 15.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 17 and verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee.
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee. I wonder who this is talking about. Let's read a little bit more.
Whom the Lord thy God shall choose.
Whom the Lord thy God shall choose. Most High God is going to choose a king that is going to be amongst us. That king that's coming is our King Yahweh Shah Mashiach. But before Christ, we wanted to have our own king as other nations did. And the Most High is letting us know how we get to pick a man that's going to be king over us. But this is talking about a specific man that will not be set king over thee. That's why it says, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. Read on.
One from among thy brethren.
One from among thy brethren. We are supposed to set a king over us that is among our brethren. Read that again.
One from among thy brethren.
One from among thy brethren. If you're not Black, Hispanic, or Native American Indian, you cannot lead us, man. You cannot lead us. And Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, not everybody is qualified to lead anyway. To get off topic, look at all the past leaders and silly leaders that we have to this day. We're the type of people that choose the oppressor to be over us. And then if you want to choose somebody from among our brethren, who do we choose? We choose entertainers. We choose rappers. We choose singers. We choose people who don't have no background in leadership whatsoever. Israel, we have a leader until the Most High Christ return. And that's Commanding General Yohanan, Israelite School I.S.U.P.K. Been putting down and holding down this truth since the early 80s and did not put his sword down. Your silly pastor, he cannot lead you. Creflo Dollar and TD Jakes can't lead you. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man and woman. Oprah can't lead you.
Right.
If I could, our people especially people in my generation, they look to rappers and they look to sports figures to lead them. They can't lead us. You look at guys like Jay-Z, who's only out here for some, who made all the money in the world kissing the oppressors behind. But what has he done? What has he done for you? What has he done for us? Look at Michael Jordan. They revered him as the greatest basketball player of all time. What has he done for the people of Chicago? His people, our people. What has Oprah Winfrey done? And the even worst part about it is that we look to other nations to lead us. We look for somebody that's outside of us. The fact that we sit and look at somebody like Bernie Sanders and say he can solve every problem in our communities, we are the destroyed people. We're the only people that look to people that are not qualified to lead us, especially those that are not part of our nation. I bring this up every time that I can. I'll never forget. T.I. and Killer Mike had a little forum. There's a bunch of entertainers sitting down talking about the problems in our communities. And Killer Mike said something that was powerful. I was with him at first. He said, everybody here is picking a different slave master that's going to lead us into prosperity. I said, damn, Mike, you got a point. We're not supposed to have the oppressor or nobody outside of our nation to lead us. And then what did Killer Mike say? He was like, but I do feel as though Bernie Sanders is our best chance to represent us. It's hypocritical. It's hypocritical. And it goes to show you he ain't qualified. And he know better because he know he an Israelite. But the sad thing is, we're not supposed to set a king over us, a leader over us that's not of our nation. That's not a black man. That's not a Hispanic man or a Native Indian man. If he ain't that, he can't lead us. The Most High made us to be separate. I'm going to go into that soon. It says, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, to whom the Lord thy God shall choose from among thy brethren, which means it needs to be our brother, not our brother. You can't be a leader over us. And that's all our people. That's all we need. And we have that right here in the Israelite school, the I.S.U.P.K, under Commander General GEN.YAHANNA. That is righteous leadership. Righteous leadership. He don't sing. He don't dance. He is those qualified men to lead our people. And the Most High is definitely dealing with him and nobody else. The Most High ain't dealing with your silly Christian pastor. He ain't dealing with your Muslim imam. He's not dealing with your favorite rapper or singer. He for damn sure ain't leading with Bernie Sanders. He ain't with Bernie Sanders. And the fact that our people was all torn up about it, like at the end of the world, that, oh man, things are not going to get better. Things aren't going to get better until we come back to the Most High Christ and gather together. Read on Isaiah.
Shalt thou set king over thee?
Mm-hmm.
Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee.
It says, but thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which means Bernie Sanders, he should not be set over us. Right. Joe Biden shouldn't be set over us. Any little oppressor or Edomite or someone outside of our nation should not be in our communities looking to lead us. Look at every organization of the past that thought they had the benefit of black people, and look at who led them. Let's start with the NAACP. Guess who's the head of the NAACP? The oppressor. Who was the mastermind behind the civil rights movement? The oppressor. Even the Nation of Islam and the foundation of that. A lot of people don't want to admit this, but Farad Muhammad was a white man. He started the Nation of Islam. So damn, so you got the Christian church. You know what I mean? These pastors following the oppressor's curriculum. You got the civil rights movement, the oppressor got that. Got the NAACP. Then you got the Nation of Islam. Well, damn. That should tell you that these scriptures are correct. That you should not set a stranger over thee. Read on.
Okay. Which is not thy brother.
Which is, read that again, everybody.
Which is not thy brother.
Which is not what?
Thy brother.
Which is not thy brother. What does that mean? The oppressor is not your brother. Bernie Sanders is not your brother. Joe Biden, all these other wicked oppressors that are running for office, they are not your brother at all. They do not have the benefit of our people at hand. They do the same thing that these other oppressors do, and they make money off of us, and they benefit off of our hard work. They benefit of us being at the bottom of society. And they come in and they fuel every frustration that we have in our communities, and then what do? You never hear from them again. You know why? Because they're not meant to be set king over us. They cannot solve our problems. All of our problems can be solved right here in the Israelite School of UPK. Right. We have the solutions for every problem in our communities. Right. We do. But the problem is we are too busy trying to be like the oppressor and join unto him and be a part of his world. Don't you understand that the oppressor's world is crumbling as I speak? The coronavirus is destroying the oppressor's economy and destroying his people and all these other nations. What do our people do? We make excuses for the oppressor. We talk about how it's a bioweapon used against us. But last time I checked, Planned Parenthood killed more Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians than the coronavirus. Right. Our sisters abort more babies than anyone else. Police kill more Blacks and Hispanics than anybody else. Right. You worried about some conspiracy theory. When the oppressor dies, it has to be a conspiracy theory. It can't be a plague from the Most High God. It just can't be. Our brothers and sisters in their simple minds just can't fathom the fact that the oppressor is going to be punished for all the wickedness he's done for us. But it's something that we need to realize is that we need to gather together. We need to come together. We cannot do what the oppressor does. The oppressor can be wicked. That's why the coronavirus is tearing his ass up right now. That's why it's tearing up these other nations. Our job is to gather ourselves together. Why? Because we are not meant to be with these other nations. We were meant to be separate. And I'm going to get there right now. Let me Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. This scripture is so crucial. It is just so beneficial. And it's so telling. And your Christian pastor or Muslim imam not going to go into this because it don't fit their curriculum. We are not meant to be like these other people. You cannot worry about the oppressor and what's going on with him in his communities. Let him be wicked. Let him go out there and rape, rob, and murder. Let him participate in his politics. Let them do their thing. We have our own, we have a power. We have a Most High God. We have a king. We have laws, statutes, and commandments that we need to follow. And if we follow them and separate ourselves, we'll be okay. And we'll also be above these other nations. And we're about to get into that right now. Read what you got.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
Thou art a what?
An holy people.
What does it mean to be holy? I'll give it to you. What it means to be holy, it means to be separate. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man and woman, we are meant to be separate from these other nations. We are not meant to be like everybody else. It says, for thou art an holy people. When you look up the word holy, it means to be separate. Imagine if we separated ourselves from these other heathens. Imagine where we would be. Look at where we were in the past when we were separate. During the early 40s and 50s and 60s, we had our own booming economies. We had our own Black Wall Street. We had our own colleges, our own separate communities, our own businesses. What happened? We wanted to join on to the oppressor, and look what it cost us. It cost us our own independence. Don't get me wrong. If we were serving the Most High God and keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments while being separate, that wouldn't happen. Right. But the problem is, our people have an issue with just envying the oppressor and choosing his ways. We cannot do that. The Lord said, for thou art a holy people. Be separate, Black man. Please separate Hispanic man, Native Indian man and woman. What do you gain from joining the oppressor? What do you gain from being in his world? Nothing. We are at the bottom of society. We are at the bottom. And we are too busy worried about how the coronavirus is affecting the oppressor that it has to be some type of conspiracy against him, that it has to be some silly tower that's emanating radiation that's going to kill them and eventually get us. Like we not already dying wholesale due to abortion, due to diabetes, due to every disease under the sun. We lead in all different types of health problems like diabetes. We lead in, high blood pressure, eating that shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. We're already getting gunned down and destroyed, murdered, and raped by the police and the oppressor. But y'all worried about some silly towers. Separate yourself from the heathen, from the oppressor. Most High said that thou art a holy people. Read on.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Unto the Lord thy God. Unto the Most High God. The fact that we are separate to the Lord should let you know how possessive the Most High is when he said this. And he's saying that we are separate unto him, which means everybody else, that should tell you right there. He ain't worried about them. He's dealing with us. He's saying that we should be separate unto him. Didn't say all people. Didn't say everybody. It says, read it again.
Okay. For thou art a holy people.
For thou, you, Old Quaker in English, for thou, us, Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, read on.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Unto the Lord thy God. Read on.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
It says the Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. He chose us to be a special people unto himself. We are above the oppressor. We are above Bernie Sanders. We are above Joe Biden. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man and woman, you're going to find this hard to believe. I don't care if you are pissy drunk. I don't care if you are on drugs. I don't care if you, no matter how destroyed and low on this earth that you are better than Donald Trump. And you are better than any oppressor and any other heathen that walks this earth. It's the Most High God said so. Said that we are to be a special people unto himself. Read on.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Did it say some people?
All people.
A little bit of people.
All people.
All people. Which includes Bernie Sanders,
Right.
Donald Trump, Joe Biden, all of these heathen nations, Ishmael that run the Arab chicken stores, all the Moabites that own the nail salons and abomination stores that sell abomination platters to our people. We are above them. And it saddens the heart to realize that our people don't understand that we choose to partake in America, that we choose to be like the wicked oppressor, that we choose to be in his world. We cannot be in the oppressor's world.
Right.
We cannot do what the oppressor does.
Right.
Let him be wicked. The oppressor had you believe that homosexuality is an alternative lifestyle. They want our men and women to be homosexual. They don't want us to populate. They don't want us to be fruitful. This is why they encourage that. They encourage our sisters to get abortions. You mean to tell me that you worried about COVID-19, aka the coronavirus, coming to get you because it's in your silly Negro mind, it's emanating from a tower and it's affecting your body. But that same sister whose eyes used to be so delicate towards her husband, towards her brother, towards her fellow sister, that today, through the influence of America and the oppressor that aborts more children than anyone else, you mean to tell me that you more worried about the coronavirus than you worried about the abortions that our sisters have every year? Listen, come out of America. Come out of that thought process. Don't worry about Bernie Sanders. Don't worry about what the oppressor is doing. You can't be like the oppressor. If I could, give me Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 31. Okay. That is one of the main issues that we have as a people, that we just can't function unless the oppressor says so. If he says jump, we say how high. We can't do that. We need to stop that nonsense, man, and come out and not do this right here that we're about to go into. Read.
Oh God. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
Envy thou what?
Not the oppressor.
Envy thou not the oppressor. Do not envy what the oppressor has. Don't envy. Listen, I know the oppressor is on top right now. He has the skyrise buildings. He has all the businesses. He owns the diamond district. He has, we cannot, our people feel as though, damn, man, we don't really have any businesses. We don't really have any urban gardens. We can't really grow our own food. You have to rely on the oppressor for everything, which we're going to go into. I understand that the oppressor has all these things, but if we were to separate ourselves from the oppressor and not envy him, since you envy the oppressor, what do you choose to do? You choose to be like him. How do you choose to be like him? You put on the suit. You kiss up to him at your slavery. Do everything he says. And then a lot of y'all brothers, you go out there and get the oppressor's woman. A lot of you sisters go out there and get the oppressor himself. Don't you know that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of? Right. The same devil that raped, robbed, and destroys us to this day. Right. But you want to be like him. You want to lay with him. You envy him because he has the nice car, the fancy building. How do you think he got it? He got it through the bloodshed of you, of us. How do you think he got so rich? How did he get this land? He took this land from our Gadite and Reubenite brothers and sisters, the Native American and Seminole Indians, man. He came in 1492 and ravished our Issacharite brothers and sisters. All of this used to be Mexico at one. Most of this used to be Mexico at one point. Issachar, Gad, and Reuben was having a phenomenal time over here. Peaceful. But what happened? The oppressor came through and and I love it. I love this phrase because Officer Zawai always brings this out, and it is so powerful every time I hear it. The oppressor called what he did to our Issacharite brothers and sisters and our Gadite and Reubenite brothers and sisters manifesting his destiny. He calls it manifesting destiny, Most High God in Christ, and we call it murder, genocide, mass genocide. And he still does this to this day. Our brothers and sisters are at the border right now, being raped, robbed, and destroyed, being taken away from their families. But you still want to do what the oppressor does. You still want to be like the oppressor. The oppressor kills us every day in the streets, but we still got to be like him. We got to dress like him. We got to act like him. We got to get his woman. No. Envy thou not the oppressor. Read on.
And choose none of his ways.
And choose a little bit of his ways?
None.
Come on, I buy all his ways.
None.
Choose none of his ways. The oppressor only knows how to do one thing, and that's be a wicked, abominable bastard. That's all he knows how to do. We were not made to be like him. We were not made to be like the oppressor. Let the oppressor be a rapist. Let him be a murderer. Let him continue to destroy himself, as he is. And the Most High is getting ready to wipe him off the planet. Right. Coronavirus, COVID-19 has the oppressor shook. Right. And it boggles my mind. We envy the oppressor so much that we got to make excuses for him like that. We have to. I heard a Negro earlier talk about, I'm not saying that it is the towers, but it is a little coincidence because once the towers come up, it was swept under the radar, and now we got this virus. I'm like, listen, bro, I understand that it is a little hard to believe. Daniel thought it was hard to believe too when Daniel paraphrasing when he saw the beast speak great words against the Most High. We see that to this day. What did Donald Trump say? Donald Trump said, the invisible enemy. We are smarter. He said, we are learning much about the invisible enemy, but we are smarter and tougher. He's saying that he is smarter and tougher than the Most High. That is speaking great words. So I understand the oppressor is very prideful. I'll give him that. But here's the problem. We can't look at that and make excuses for the oppressor. The oppressor is going to be destroyed. But the biggest issue tends with our people when we choose to make excuses for them and we try to justify it and say, well, you know, the towers is the reason why the coronavirus is going on. You know, a lot of them brothers that believe that the towers, the 5G towers are causing the coronavirus, they are the same ones that are smoking weed and they basically getting high out their mind. Got a black and mild in their ear right now. And them dummies don't realize that you are more susceptible to get COVID-19, the coronavirus, because you smoke. So, and it just killed me, and obviously Daniela went in this yesterday. You smoking, right? At the same time, you got the nerve to have gloves and a mask on. And you're taking the mask off just to smoke. And then at the same time, you speaking nonsense of the world, talking about how a tower can emanate radiation and waves, and that's causing your body to get sick. What gives off more radiation and power than the sun? Oh, wait, we absorb that. That same Negro will tell you, that same Negro, you know what I mean? Like, that same Negro will give you a speech about how we melanated beings, that we absorb radiation from the sun, which is the most powerful thing that we have, that gives off radiation. Right. But then at the same time, they'll tell you, oh man, but the wave is coming from this tower, and it could kill you. It could give you COVID-19. Sloppy for the language. Nigga, stop smoking. Right. Stop smoking. The wisdom of this world is foolishness. As a matter of fact, let's get there real quick. Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and start at verse 18. Okay. A lot of our brothers and sisters that are conspiracy theorists, they think they're just so smart. They think they're just so wise. But the problem is that knowledge is nonsense. It is nonsense to the Most High. You really sitting down talking about how a virus can emanate from a tower? Please. Please.
Okay. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3, and verse 18. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise. Verse 19. Verse 18. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world.
It says, let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seem to be wise in this world, who are men that seem to be wise in this world? It's that same brother that got the weed to his mouth right now talking about that the COVID-19 came from a tower that's emanating radiation, and that's the leading cause that's going to kill you, black man, Hispanic man, Indian man. Let's find out what the Most High thinks about these wise brothers that's in their basement right now, coming up with these crazy conspiracy theories. Read on.
Let him become a fool.
Let him become a what?
A fool.
Let him become a fool. It is foolish. Our brothers and sisters are foolish. They are fools to believe in that nonsense. Because you want to be part of this world. You want to be part of this world so much that you got to make excuses for the plague that the Most High is sending against the oppressor and these other nations that rule this world right now. Come on now. A tower right by it, emanating radiation, and that's what's going to kill you. So forget about the abortions. Forget about the police brutalities and fatalities that our people suffer every day. Forget about what happened to Tamir Rice, Eric Gardner, Philando Castillo, Sandra Bland. The coronavirus didn't kill them. The oppressor killed them. And he still does to this day. That's why it says to let him become a fool. Read on.
That he may be wise.
That he may be wise. He think he wise. He really thought after he put the weed down that was some deep stuff that he was talking. That was real deep. Yeah, man, you know what I mean? The oppressor built that tower, you know what I mean? You know, he started to get a little foo-foo. So he had to put the tower up there to emanate radiation, and that's population control. Because, you know, he can't let us get too big, get too strong. Meanwhile, abortion, diabetes, you can forget about heart failure and kidney failure. You can forget about the oppressor murdering us. All that don't matter. It's a tower. That's why I said, let him be a fool. Read on. Read verse 19.
Verse 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God.
It says, for the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. That don't just apply to the silly Negroes talking that tower and other conspiracy theories. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. I mean, all the knowledge and technology that the oppressor has and the other nations have, you know they're going to try to fight the Most High Christ.
Right.
That is going to be foolishness with the Most High. The wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. The fact that you believe, let's go back on to the oppressor. The oppressor, Donald Trump, said that we're learning more about the invisible enemy, that we are smarter and tougher. He said that. Trump said that we are smarter and tougher than the invisible enemy. He thinks that his little space force, whatever he called it, he thinks his little COVID-19 task force, that is foolishness with the Most High. It is foolishness with them. The fact that our people still try to protect that, they still think that they can join onto this world and defend it, is even more foolish. Don't you understand that the oppressor's world is crumbling right now? Why would the oppressor create a virus that is going to destroy his own economy?
Right.
You think the oppressor wanted to write these checks that's coming out? You think the oppressor wanted everything to be shut down? About 2 weeks ago, Donald Trump said he wanted everything to be open by Easter. Well, guess what? They not. It seemed like after he said that, the cases got worse. You can forget about the cases that went on in Italy and Saudi Arabia, in Spain, even right here in America. They said that this is going to be a peak week, that the hospitals are already at full capacity and they don't have enough equipment to treat everybody. They don't. And this is the time for us, Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man and woman, to come together to put the conspiracy theories to the side. Put the Christianity and put the Islam to the side, because the Most High proved by sending this plague, the coronavirus, that all of these other wisdom, all this wisdom of the world is foolishness. The church shut down due to the coronavirus. The mosque shut down. The government shut down. Now you forced to sit in your room and come up with crazy conspiracy theories when your ass, Salaki for the language, needs to be in class. This is the time for us to gather ourselves together. As a matter of fact, drop that. Give me Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Read.
Gather yourselves together. Yes, gather together, O nation, not desire.
Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation, not desire. We are not desired, Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man and woman. How do you know we're not desired? We are at the bottom of every society that we are into. This is the time right now during the COVID-19 to gather ourselves together. And the only way you can gather yourself together is by coming to the doors of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. They're the only ones authorized to teach this truth. The Most High sending this plague proves that your Christian pastor don't have the truth. Proves that your Muslim imams don't have the truth and don't have the solutions. Prove that your simple behind don't have the solutions to conspiracy theories. And with that being said, I'm going to pass the class off to Priest and Captain Shakar.
All right, man. Coming through strong. Spirit of the Most High, right through one hold it down. Yeah, we're gonna listen. A lot of things going on, man. I just don't even know where to start. I really, with all the news going on and the Black community and things that we suffering and all that, man, this should be a time to look at the Lord.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where is the Lord in all this? And the Lord, if you sincerely seek him, you know what I mean, you're going to, well, like we in the UPK, you want to understand these times, man. These times were talked about way before we even understood that these times would happen. There's been a time when in America, you didn't think the white man was capable of going through what he's going through now. But shut down. The Lord has shut down his marketplaces and all that. You know what I mean? So I think we owe a big hand to the Most High in Christ, man, for the things that are being done in this earth right now. You know what I mean? And the breath, you got black people sitting at home, not able to commit the evil that they were, may have been thinking about rethinking their position in this earth. Because the way society rolls, man, sometimes you just rolling with the flow. You don't even get to sit back and say, hold on, wait, what's going on? What am I doing? You know what I mean? What's my family? My family. How am I going to handle these situations that arise? Now we got time to sit here. The Lord said, be still and know that I'm the Lord. You got time to be still. You understand? And this time right here should be used to spiritually bring us to the Lord. To get closer as a family, man. We a nation of people, man. You find out you're a nation now. Because them white folks they don't want to be bothered with you with the news saying that you high risk of, you got more coronavirus than anybody else, dying more. Not more the virus, but you dying more. And them white people are shunning. They don't want to, what I mean? They know that this plague right here, man, is something they don't want to deal with. They don't want to be bothered with. I'm going to go into a little bit of depth. You got any questions anywhere? Go ahead.
Yes, like I actually had a question. In Genesis 3:9, when it says the Lord called unto Adam, was that an angel of the Most High that called unto Adam?
Was it the angel of the Lord when the Lord called to Adam?
Kind of, we know the Most High has never been on earth, sir. Right. Never been here. So when it says that Adam, heard the voice of the Most High calling, walking, was that an angel of the Most High that was calling Adam? Was that just the voice of the Most High?
That was when the Lord said, in the cool of, get that scripture. We said in the cool of the day, he heard, in the cool of, I'm paraphrasing. He walking in the garden in the cool of the day. Read the scripture real quick.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 8. And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day.
What's that? Anybody know what that is? Go ahead.
When it says walking in the cool of the day, is that the voice of the Most High walking through? Or
no, that's the Lord. They hearing the Lord. They're the Lord's voice in the wrong that they're doing. It's like this. You going about your day, and then you hear, whoa, was I supposed, what am I, the Lord saying, don't do this, don't go be bothered with another nation, don't do this, don't follow these other gods. Now you starting to rethink your position and what you're doing, because the Lord now coming for judgment. Remember, the Lord said he's slow to judgment. So the cool of the day is like, I'm going to give you a chance to repent, and now I'm finna bring judgment. It's like how can I say, what does it say? In the scripture we say he's slow to judge. You understand, you dying? Meaning it's like the judgment is about to come because of some evil you done done. Adam and Eve forsook the Lord and went and joined. We know the scriptures about that, right? Where they joined the other nations. Y'all know those scriptures or not? The trees in the garden and all that. All right. So go ahead.
Like Lebanon with cedar.
You even got what they say today. They got the what they call the fruit of Islam. You eating from this tree. You eating the fruit that rolls off this tree. That's how you grow. You grow it. You eating from another nation's tree, and now the Lord is coming for judgment, which lets you know that Adam had the law. Because how in the world you gonna get punished unless you knew what you weren't supposed to do? You understand? So here's the Lord, you know, coming and you know what's going on, find out, you know, just like any father. Go ahead. Is that it? Read on.
Okay.
And give me the precept. Let me look at the precept for me. It's like
is that in James, sir?
no, when you say he's slow to judgment. Any scripture where it says that. Meaning the Lord won't give you a chance to repent of your evil. I'm going to something heavy, Lord willing, on death, man. Death. You don't want this, like the death that's going on out here. I'm talking about when your soul leaves your body. That's it. It's real heavy, man. It's real heavy. The time we're in right now, and to return to the Lord while we have the opportunity to do so. We right here, we living beings, we see each other, we hear each other. I hear you, black man. I hear what's going on. I see you. You know what I mean? You my brother. I'm supposed to, you know, to care for my people, who I am, my culture, my identity the Lord gave me.
Right.
You understand? Read on. Is that it on it? Where we at? Did you find judgment? I gotta look for it.
I got Ecclesiastes 8 and 11 where it says, evil work is not executed speedily.
That's good too. Yeah, that's good. But there's another one where it says, oh man, it's a real good one. It goes with the scripture and all that, man. It says that judgment, shoot, what's the word to use? I'm gonna come back to it. I gotta think about it for a minute. But that's a good one too. For evil works, and it says that the Lord is slow. You know, the Lord is slow to judge.
Right.
Any scriptures to say that, meaning He will give you opportunity. You know what I mean? So read on. You got any more on that scripture?
Yeah, my question was because the brother asked me earlier because he wanted to know if the Most High was actually walking in the garden.
Skip up above that verse. Come on, 2 verses above it. Let all your diary.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 3 and verse 6.
Go ahead. Where is it?
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eye, and a tree to be desired to make one wise.
She went into this culture all the way. She wanted to find out what this culture was, what can I say? She wanted to go into it. She thought it was wise, it looked good. You know, this is what I want, this is the tree I want to eat from. Remember when, what's it, I'm not going to use that one. I'm not going to use that one. But that's what she did. The serpent beguiled her, and she went for it. She went for it, and then Cain and the serpent used that woman to overthrow him. Read on.
She took of the fruit thereof and did eat.
And she ate that fruit. She took of that tree and ate. Y'all need the precepts on the tree? Read on.
And gave also unto her husband with her.
She gave unto her husband. Why is that important? Why is that important to understand? Go ahead.
That Adam partaken of that. Like she offered it to Adam, and Adam should have known better. Because Most High said, don't partake of their fruit.
That's true. That's right. But how to relate it to the day?
That Adam chose to hearken unto his wife more than hearken to the voice of the Most High.
Right, but I mean, give me a real scenario. I mean, that's right. He told us to hearken. He listened to that woman over the Most High. You're right. But give me a scenario today where brothers might not even know, like Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, that woman wants you to eat that fruit, man. She wants you to get that Valentine's Day gift, and celebrate Valentine's Day, which has nothing to do with the Lord. It's an evil, wicked holiday. She's gonna come to you. She's gonna make look. If you carnal, you're gonna be overthrown. You gonna, you want the thing. Well, carnality is the flesh. Eyes could help us to. The Lord then blessed us with the ability to see His creation and the things that things He created, your loved ones, and whatever, everything you can see with the eye. There are some things that's evil that if you take into you see, and because of seduction, it seduces you, you go into that sin. You understand? Go ahead. You had your hand up?
It kind of like a real world situation. I've had this. I had 3 different sisters tell me this. Mother and 2 sisters in the world tell me, you ain't bringing nothing for Mother's Day. You know what I mean?
You can go ahead and hit the,
I was
you're wait till on Mother's Day.
Oh God.
Good night. I mean, that's ridiculous. On Mother's Day, you ain't celebrate Mother's Day, Negro, you can hit the door.
Right.
That's how serious Mother's Day. No matter how long I can deal with you, how much tail you done got, how long you done been, we've been together.
Right.
Mother's Day is important, more important than all of that. Right. Can you feel that? That's how important the white man's holiday is. That's insane. You give me a little,
oh, come on.
Yeah. I mean, it's flowing like mud in here. So, we that's what happened. That's what happened with Adam. All right, any other questions? Questions? Raise your hand. I know you got one. Go ahead.
On this particular topic or anything?
On anything, if you got anything with this particular topic first, we can cover that. If you got something else, we'll go over that. What? Anything on this particular topic? Anybody online?
Come.
Go ahead.
So in my cousin, when it says when Adam heard the voice of the Most High, so it wasn't the Most High walking. They heard the Most High in their mind.
Meaning they heard the Lord. They understood that they broke the Lord's laws.
Come.
It's like anything. Right now, you in the truth, right?
Right.
If you go out there, imagine Adam was in the truth. And you go out there and sin against the Lord, what's going to happen? You're going to be like, you know something. Once you go out there and break the Lord's law, that there's something going to happen. There's some evil that you're going to go through for disobeying the Lord. It's a judgment, man. Remember, brothers, back in the day, I don't know, y'all might be too young to remember this. Remember back in the day, what's the name of that group? A mind playing chick. Remember they used to talk about something, wake up, they knowing that the minds are all going crazy. They don't know somebody coming up on them. Why? They in fear. Why? Because they done something to break the Lord's law.
Right.
And they know judgment is coming. So every day you wake up, you're looking around your shoulder. You're looking like this, waiting for, because death is right around the corner. You understand? Y'all ain't heard that song? I think it's one of those songs or whatever. I remember back in the day, I thought it was that one, but yeah, that's what happens. That's a serious bid, man. You commit that evil, man, you know judgment is coming. It's coming for you. You know what I mean? Right. The thing for you to do is stop committing evil and repent. I mean, sincerely come into the school, get on your damn knees and stop being so goddamn proud, man. The problem with our people, we too proud to repent. We think we got it going, we know what's what. But like the brother read earlier, wisdom of this world is the Lord. The wisdom of this world Has nothing to do with the kingdom that's coming.
Right.
It got nothing to do with Christ and what he's setting up. You don't have no understanding about what Christ is about to set up on this earth. But you wise about your little drugs and your little guns and whatever you're trying to do to try to make yourself in this world, your school, your education, white man's government, his society, anything pertaining to him. You wise about that, but that's about to go. Then what's going to happen when that go? How you gonna be? Man, let me tell you something. Give me the scripture where it says, oh man, what does it say about death? Death, then the judgment. There's a point to man to die once and then the judgment. Give me that scripture. Oh man, that's a hell of a scripture right there. What is that? I'm gonna get it. What that means. We're gonna go into a little bit of death. We're gonna touch on everything that pertains to that. But there's a lot of that going on right now. People, do you understand? People dying left and right in this place.
Come.
Death is all over the place right now. And it's a beautiful thing because the Lord's judgment, like Christians always say, the Lord is in this place. Don't they say the Lord is here and he is in this place? Right. They don't understand when the Lord is in this place.
Right.
When the Lord is in this place, righteousness is going to reign, bodies is wicked going to drop.
Right.
It's going to drop, man. How the hell you expect the Lord to come near and all his righteousness and glory and power, and you're a wicked cat? You got to get the hell out of here. Right. You understand? The Lord is giving you a period to change your wickedness so you can at least be able to stand, not stand, but be able to crouch before him. It's like, damn, you expect to stand in the place of the Lord when the Lord comes through? Right. And you're a wicked cat? Right. Your mind ain't being real with you. Something deceiving you, man. That ain't reality. What we got? You got it?
Come.
Read that scripture.
Hebrews 9:27.
That's it.
Come. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 9, verse 27. And as it is appointed under men once to die.
Stop. What does that mean? It is appointed unto men once to die. Go ahead, Don.
If I could, sir, we're all going to die one day at the Most High's time when he's ready for us to die.
The Most High is going. He got your number. He know when you want to die. Oh, yeah.
Right.
I don't know. People don't even think about that. Meaning he got an appointed time for you to leave this earth. For you come about that body. Your body is just a house, man. I don't know what you thinking. You think you're gonna live forever? Nah, we got to go. Every man, listen, death is a part of life. Don't your hair die? Your hair dies when the hair fall out your head. And the new hair come in. Right?
Right.
It's a part of life, man. Fingernails. You cut them, they dead. The new nail grows. I mean, come on. Am I saying something that's on you? That's on your body. Right. Your body is full of like, I ain't gonna let you because I'll screw up. I'll say something. I'll be thinking one thing and say something else, but your body is alive in many different ways, man, and it dies daily. Right. And you don't even consider death all around you. Consider all the people that go through the same death of what their body, they're bringing newness every day. People around you. They don't have the same hair they were born with. They ain't got the same, this and that, what are you thinking? You know what I mean? It's all around us. Animals. Think about fish. Oh my, think about the Lord, like Jimmy brought out, the Lord created that vicious tiger, they eats the gazelle and all the other animals that's weaker than them. And then he got to go. And then something eats him. You know what I mean? Right. It's like, it's all around. So for you to fear death, it's great. Like I was saying the other day, oh man, get this scripture, man, real quick. Psalms, I love this scripture. I didn't bring out the other week, we bring out today. For you to fear death, man, it's kind of like you're a slave. You're a slave to whoever can kill you. Because if I come to go with a gun and be like, man, fear me, I got a gun. Go do it. He got power over you. I might as well die. Because you ain't holding power over me. Only one I fear is the Lord. The Lord can stop that, whatever it is you're going through. You got the scripture I'm talking about, Psalm 46, I think it is. I don't want to go into that fear too much, but I want to hit this because I didn't hit it the other week. Somebody grab it for me and read it.
Psalm 46 and...
Just for start at 1.
Look at the book of Psalms, chapter 146 and verse 1.
No, 46.
Oh, sorry.
146.
Oh, sorry. The book of Psalms, chapter 46 and verse 1. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble.
I love this scripture right here. I didn't understand what this scripture means. I understand it totally. The Lord is our refuge. What does that mean? Boy, you died.
If I could, since the Lord is our refuge, the Lord is our safe haven. He's our protector.
What do you want to say?
He's our protection.
That's right. He's what you're supposed to be gathering under.
Right.
When he said gather yourselves together,
right,
it's under the Lord. He's our refuge. He's our strength.
Right.
Who you looking for? Whoever you looking for is strength. If it's not the Most High, if it's not under the order of the Most High and our King Yahweh Shai, and you don't have any. You're weak. You have no strength. You should be in terror. You should fear. Just like that guy, just like the drug dealer that went out there and sold the drugs. He was in fear because the Lord was not his strength.
Right.
You understand? Read on.
A very present help in trouble.
The Lord is a present help when you're in trouble. You think the Lord that left you and don't hear you in your trouble? If you fear him, if you obey his laws, the Lord can help you. You act like people act like the Lord is not existing anymore. The Lord said, I'm alive. I'm a power that's alive. All the other powers you serving are not alive. All the so-called gods. Read on.
Verse 2. Therefore will not we fear.
Read that again.
Therefore will not we fear.
Read on.
Though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea.
Though the earth be removed, the mountains carried into all this tragedy, all this calamity come on the earth. Coronavirus.
Right.
What else? Give me some. All these different viruses, we ain't afraid of them because we understand that the Lord is our refuge, man.
Right.
He's our protection. But when you ain't got that protection, you'll start acting like you'll be what's going on? You all right? Okay. He would have done that because they in fear. That's why you see them all there on the internet. They're doing 5G. They're trying to relate it to something. Something going on in the earth. But they don't understand what you and I understand. We don't.
Verse 3. Those waters thereof roar and be troubled.
Waters are trouble. When the trouble with the waters are shaken up. The waters is trouble. Read on.
Though the mountains shake with the swelling thereof.
The mountains shake. Man, you see a mountain, you be like, oh my goodness. Remember, the Lord, when the Lord took us out of Egypt and led us into the wilderness, the Moses went up in that mountain, man. Said that mountain shook, man, to the point where we're like, Moses, you go up there and talk. We ain't talking to the Lord. Scared the crap out of us. And when Moses brought down, we said, we doing more for you. You know what I mean? After all that terror, if the Lord wanted to put the fear inside of you to not disobey him. But that's what we did. You know what I mean? We disobeyed the Lord. All that. Read on.
Verse 4, there is a river.
Hold on, read that verse again, brother.
Verse 3, though the waters thereof roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with the swelling thereof.
Go ahead.
Verse 4, there is a river. The streams whereof shall make glad the city of God.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Somebody break that down for me. Y'all might not know that one. You gotta know a little bit. What is this? The river? Go ahead.
The Jordan River?
No. What's the city of God?
Jerusalem.
Huh? You said it. Jerusalem. Jerusalem in the Hebrew. City of peace. Is the Jordan River in Jerusalem? No, it's not. So what is the river that the Lord is talking about that make glad the city of God? Hold on, let me see if I can find the scripture. Anybody want to take a stab at it? It's the river that runs from the Lord, man. Remember the Lord said it's a fountain that flows from him. And that fountain meaning, okay. Let me find the scripture real quick. It's Jeremiah. I need the one where it says it's the river, the fountain that flows from the Lord. Meaning Jerusalem is the city, the capital city of our nation. The Lord's spirit flows through that city. You follow what I'm saying? What can I say? Okay, how can I say? Oh, let me find the scripture if I could. I said, what is it now? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Oh, that is good. Is it Ezekiel? Hold on. Ezekiel 37. Oh man, I gotta bring the precept. I think it's Ezekiel 47. But Revelation 22:1. Somebody grab that real quick. Real quick, I'm gonna hurry up because I want to go through this depth. Boy, oh boy. This river flows from the Lord. Go front to Jerusalem, your land. From the way the Lord set it up, the priests and the prophets, the order that the Lord set up. That's where this whole earth is going to be run. You understand? Somebody got it? Read that real quick.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 22, and verse 1.
Go ahead.
And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God.
See that? I mean, there's plenty of other scriptures. I just pulled that one. But that's the river that flows through this Jerusalem. You understand? Read on. No, not that one. Read Ezekiel. I think that's enough on that. But there's plenty of precepts about the river, water, the life. Water sustains life, right? That's why it's always used in the scriptures. You got a what's the name? What do you call it? A clay pot. And what you do, you might have the most beautiful clay pot you can imagine, designs and everything. But what is it used for? To put water in the goddamn thing. That's what's going to sustain you. You understand? That's what the water is talking about in the scriptures. And this water flows from the Lord into our Jerusalem, in Calvary City. Let's read on.
From Psalm 46, sir?
Yes, please. There's a river that flows, meaning you ain't got nothing to worry about. What you worried about? Read.
The book of Psalm, chapter 46 and verse 4. There is a river, the streams whereof shall make glad the city of God, the holy place of the tabernacles of the Most High.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. God is in the midst of her.
The Lord is in, that even backs it up. The Lord is in the midst of her. The Lord is in the middle of this truth, man. The Lord is in the middle of these righteous brothers and sisters that are coming into this school, man. He making sure he putting men in positions to be able to guide brothers and to teach brothers this truth so they can change it. You know what I mean? It's one thing you come out of the work, you come into this class to change your life. Now it's the walk to change your life. It's a process, man. You hear the truth, you come into school, now you start to go through what you got to go through to get yourself where you need to be.
Right.
Read on.
She shall not be moved.
She shall not be moved. That's the words of the Lord. Ain't my words. Jerusalem ain't got nothing to fear. They ain't gonna be moved. Read on.
God shall help her.
God shall help her. You hear that? That ain't my word. I just read it. I said, what? This is what in the world? Read on.
And that right early.
And right early. Meaning I'm on top of it. Right early, I'm gonna help her. Well, you got nothing to fear? What you fear? What you afraid of?
Right.
You're afraid of something that your wisdom in this world told you to be afraid of.
Right.
You understand? This world made you afraid. The vices that Satan holds to keep you a slave that made you afraid? Okay, you'll be a slave. You'll be a slave to that gun. You'll be a slave to that gun.
Right.
Read on.
Verse 6. The heathen rage, the kingdoms.
Oh, the heathens are raging. Oh, they got so much swelling and ideas and pride. The heathens are raging. They're talking big stuff. Read on.
The kingdoms were moved.
The kingdoms were moved. Read on.
He uttered his voice. The earth melted.
Lord, this is it. Listen. You got to remember, the Lord said he created both worlds. He created the world, our world, and he created this world. And he said, listen, this world is not the world he chooses to be ruling, but this world is for a purpose. And what's that purpose? To refine his elect. You understand? This world was created. How in the hell do you think anybody would? How would you say, "Oh, he is one of my elect"? If there's no kingdom like this, if there's no deception, so that you see who's going to stand with the wicked and who's going to stand with the Lord. We don't.
Verse 7. The Lord of hosts is with us.
The Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies is with us. We don't.
The God of Jacob is our refuge.
The God of Jacob. Now that right there, boy. That's you say that, boy. That holds weight. Jacob wasn't no lightweight cat. Jacob was a man that was honorable, man. We say Abraham, you even go up even beyond.
Right.
You going back to Jacob's father.
Right.
When you say Yahweh, boy, you going somewhere where you don't. It's a whole nother dimension, brother. A whole nother understanding. Like people, I don't understand how people can say it's just not understanding a lot. And I understand that the Lord don't give people this knowledge. A lot of people reject this knowledge because of foolish pride, whatever their vices is, whatever they're going through, the demons that's on them. They listen to those demons. But boy, I'm gonna go in something heavy tonight. We don't.
Verse 8. Come, behold the works of the Lord.
Behold the works of the Lord. Come, look at what the Lord done. So they don't deny what the Lord done. Hell to the no. You can't do like how in the hell are you going to have a mind to not hear what the Lord say, but you can't deny the works of the Lord? That's insane. That's insanity. That's a person that, you know what, the Lord the Lord knows the type of person he's dealing with. He knows the type of people who they are, and those of us, I hate to say it, I want them to, repent, stop the evil.
Right.
But the Lord understands who he's dealing with. And
right.
His understanding far surpasses my ignorance.
Right.
You understand? All I can do is say, disobey the Lord and do what I got to do. He's the one pronouncing the judgment on everyone that's leaving this earth during this virus, or when period. And not even just the virus. Because remember, they don't have it. They said America won't be the same until they find a cure for this virus, right? A cure for this virus, meaning you just cope with this virus and it's still going to pass on and still be in this,
right.
In the system. And you got to, for it to be what it was before, you follow what I'm saying? Before the virus hit, you got to find a cure. Because if you just pass the virus along, it's still going to be precautions set in place. It's still going to be, it ain't going to be the same as it was. White man, it's crazy when you think about it. The Lord, they didn't find no cure for AIDS. There's a lot of viruses they don't have a cure for. You know what I mean?
Right.
This alters this place, man. The Lord is breaking this place down. He's breaking it down. Right. AIDS broke it down. broke it down, but people started to be able to live with it. Lord breaking you down bit by bit by bit by bit to the final destruction, boy. And it's glorious, man. This is what we look for. It's our liberation from this place. You know what I mean? Read on.
Come. What desolations he hath made in the earth.
What desolations he hath made in the earth. You even consider the things that the Lord has done in this earth? Man, it's far beyond my understanding. I can't even understand, grasp some of the things that the Lord has done in this earth and how the Lord destroyed different nations in this earth. I know about Egypt. I know about different kingdoms that's written. But imagine the other kingdoms. Well, imagine what the Lord is doing to other nations that's not written. Imagine, it's just such a vast amount of knowledge. Imagine the tsunami. Can you imagine all the tsunamis that hit these other nations, or all these different plagues that hit these other nations that you don't hear about? It's a wealth of knowledge, man. I can't even imagine all the earthquakes on the earth right now, or tornadoes. I can't imagine. My mind don't expand that far. Read on.
Verse 9. He maketh wars to cease unto the end of the earth.
Keep going.
He breaketh the bow and cutteth the spear in sunder.
He breaketh the bow. Man, you fear. He breaks them into two. You're afraid of, but the Lord said, I'll break that cat that you're afraid. I'll break his bow, his arrows, his guns, his weapons. Go ahead.
But you bring out so heavy, sir, that he'll break up the bow. You know, I was going over earlier about how, our people is out here so simple, thinking about, how could COVID-19, the coronavirus, come from a tower that Esau made? Even if he made a tower to do that, even we know he didn't do it. Most High brings down strongholds, brings down cities. So he said he'll break up the bow.
You know why black people do that? That's because they fear white people. So they make up different things for other people to fear white people. But unknowingly, if you won't blame the tower for the virus, it's because the man that you fear is not the Lord, but it's that white man that's building the tower. And so you tell all the other black people, no, white man built the tower, 5G, fear him. He's supposed to be afraid. You ain't supposed to fear. Even if he had the Lord give him the knowledge, it's from the Lord. Meaning the Lord did not give him the knowledge to cure AIDS. The Lord ain't give him the knowledge for this coronavirus. Scriptures say all wisdom and knowledge comes from the Lord. The Lord knows how to cure all this. He can stop this when he wants. When you think the Lord bring a plague that you don't know nothing about, you crazy people. You know what I mean? Come on, the Lord can cure all of this. He can give you the knowledge. But the Lord can withhold the knowledge too. You know what I mean? Read on.
And cut up the spear in sunder. He burned the chariot in the fire.
You know that is easy. Burn that chariot. He knocked them Egyptians down, boy. He knocked them Egyptians down. Passover. Let me stop. Y'all know it's the paper. Yeah, I mean, the night is be tonight, but it's postponed. But the Lord is he's marvelous, boy. He's magnificent. Like the Lord don't never want you. Never want you. You can't understand. You be like, wait, you be having more questions. If you try to understand the Lord's the things, you have more questions than you have tons of questions popping in your head. Just sit back and let the Lord do his thing. You just obey him. You understand? Read on. You got questions for me. You got questions in this truth. You understand? And we just going by what the Lord gave us. We deciphering and bringing down the Lord giving us a spirit to be able to comfort you in these times with these scriptures, man.
Right.
That's what's going on. Unless I, me, you, everybody back there, out of our mind trying to figure out what's going on in this earth. Don't you realize what's going on in this door, outside these doors? People are trying to, they panicking.
Right.
They don't understand. They're in fear. There's all kinds of things. Families breaking. Families is going crazy. And y'all didn't realize, y'all really starting to understand, like a lot of women starting to understand that they was lonely all along. You thought not having that man, you was able to survive and get you a man for your pleasure. But when that coronavirus came, you sit in that house, you got time to think about that wickedness you was doing. You was lonely the whole time. You thought you ain't need a man. The whole goddamn guy. Same thing with the men. I'll just give me a few hoes or whatever. Now the coronavirus here, you ain't got no good woman to cook you no meal, to wash your clothes, to do this and that. Oh yeah, I can see the response now. That's all we do is cook and clean and give y'all some tail. If you ain't got a good woman lap, where you at? You ain't finding no hoes. Not with the coronavirus out here.
Right.
So
like I said, you are so happy. I was reading an article yesterday. I want to read you the title of the article, sir. Gail King says being single during quarantine is daunting and I can relate.
You see that? She can relate. She's been a bitch. She's been a straight up bitch. She been a bitch when we went in quarantine. So now we quarantine. That bitch, that demon is raging on that hoe. Oh my! Some of y'all can't even sit still while you in quarantine. I got to go out and put something on and go outside and walk around the park or something. I got to do something to let the horrors out. Sit your behind down, man.
Right.
Get something in your goddamn head for half a second. Rethink about your actions, man. It's hurting our nation. It ain't helping us. You hoeing ain't helping. What does hoeing help? How is hoeing help this nation? Not one damn bit. But I'll tell you what would help this nation. Righteous women that got with righteous men and build righteous families, man.
Right.
That helps this nation. You know what I mean? All right, let's read on. Where we at? Oh man, I gotta go on my topic. Come on, y'all. Let's go. We need some more of Psalm 26.
Verse 10. Be still and know that I am.
You run around every goddamn day, listen to every fool to walk down the street.
Right.
Because you're in the city and you can't even recollect your own goddamn mind. Your mind is in the street. Your mind is not where it needs to be on the Lord. I always say I love the country. Well, I love the country. Let the country get me away from everybody. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. Well, Paul, was it Paul? Who was it, Peter? It was Paul. What Paul did when he first received the truth, he got the hell away from everybody. So he could think about what the hell was going on. People, they got influence on you, man. You see them every day telling you their thoughts. You looking at them like they are something more than you. Sometimes you get around some brothers, hey, and you try to say, yeah, I'm a man too, yeah, I'm good. And before you know it, you out here doing something you didn't need to be doing. Because you're influenced. Man, be still, man. Be still. Listen to what's going on, what the Lord is trying to tell you. Look at life where it is. Look at how the Lord made vegetables and animals, and how the Lord set this place up. You can't do that when you running your goddamn mouth, running all up and down the street, all and pimping and selling drugs. You can't be, you don't know what the hell's going on.
Right.
That's why I always say I love being out in the country or in the field somewhere where I can sit down and think, man, and get away from everything for a minute. I love my brothers and sisters, but man got to get his bearings, man. Like, where am I? You know what I mean? Where am I? You know what I mean? Like I got to sit down and say, okay, get my thoughts together, my mind together. You know what I mean? So I'm just following the course of everybody else. You know what I mean? Be still and know that I'm the Lord. That's what the Lord said. Know that I'm the Creator. Know the things I say is right. Know that I ain't bullshitting you like everybody else in your life that come up to bullshit you about something. Know I'm trying to set you on the right path. Trying to make you prosper in this earth. Trying to give you a family and a righteous heritage.
Right.
Be still so you can know these things. Read on.
Khan. And know that I am God.
Read on.
Khan. I will be exalted among the heathen.
He said he's going to be exalted among the heathen. He's giving you these things. Guess who he's talking? Where you going to be? Exalted amongst the heathen. Because he's telling you to be still. And he said, I'm going to be exalted among the heathen. What do you think? You going to go on the bottom of the heathen? You on the bottom of the heathen because why? You forsook the Lord. So now that's where you need to be. Till you say, I'm not going to disrespect the power that brought my people out of captivity, that showed me so much favor. Read on.
Khan. I will be exalted in the earth. Verse 11. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge.
You know?
Oh, that was it.
The Lord of hosts is with us. The God, I love that scripture right there. The God of Jacob is our refuge. That's how he ended that. Boy, that song is heavy. I mean, David is heavy, period. You might say David is a man of God. Everybody try to tell you that crap. You got all them songs and all that stuff that David put down. David ain't a man of God. All right, let's go into when we talk about death. Let's give me 2nd Ezra, 7th chapter. I'm going to that. I'm gonna hit it up here. That stream that flow from the Lord is from the Lord to Jerusalem. It's his righteousness. It's his commandments. It's his the order he set up. Y'all see death every year. We just coming out of death, ain't we?
Right.
In the season, we just left from the winter, about to come into the spring. I mean, death is all around you. How in the world can you fear death and think that death is evil? Death is transition. That's all it is. You leave in this body, you go on before the Lord for judgment, and then you're going to receive another body. And now, when you go into that body, what you do from that point on, you'll get judged. Nothing happens. Listen, if y'all say the Lord, the Lord shouldn't, the judgment of the Lord, how in the world slavery happened to us? Wasn't that the judgment?
Right.
Did every nation go through that? Nobody, no other nation went to slavery but blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, right?
Right.
We was on them slave ships. Wasn't that a judgment from the Lord?
Right.
Now, when you woke up, You woke up as a baby. Some of y'all know that you ain't come from slavery, did you? Did you come from slavery? Your forefathers did, but did you? You didn't come out of, the slave ships. No, but why are you under the white man? I'm asking you.
Right.
Why did you wake up in your infancy and white people, Chinese, all these other nations rule over you? Because of something you've done, right?
Right.
If it wasn't your fault, then you would say the Lord was an unrighteous judge for putting me in this position. When you say that, I don't deserve this position. That's not right what you're doing to me, Lord. Or maybe you deserve this position. That's why you're suffering.
Right.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Give me the scripture. Where we at? Go ahead.
2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter.
7. Let's see, one. I think it's down at 70, but read 1.
Oh God. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, and verse 1. And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel, which had been sent unto me the night before.
I don't know if y'all know this right here. This is Uriel. This is the angel I'm gonna say Uriel is being sent to Ezra. Do anybody know who Ezra is? Go ahead.
This is the same Ezra that's in the Old Testament.
In the Old Testament, absolutely. Give him a hand. Slap him real quick. You don't know.
Verse 2. And he said unto me, Up, Ezra, and hear the words that I have come to tell thee. Verse 3. And I said, Speak on, my God. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. Verse 4. But
we're gonna skip that. Salam. I'm sorry, sloppy, y'all. Go to 70.
God.
I want to go to where he's talking about the death part. Because the Uriel talked about death to Ezra. And remember, this is an angel. So he's not lying about what takes place. What takes place when you die. The scriptures say when you die, your spirit will go forward. It says Ecclesiastes 12. Grab that from me. When you die, this body, your spirit leaves this body. And when your spirit leaves this body, things take place. We're going to read about it in the scriptures. Before judgment, what happens to you, the soul or the person. The soul is the being. The being that did not, there's two things. There's two places you can go. The being that obeyed the Lord and the one that did not and forsook him. We're going to read about this in the scriptures. Did you get what Ecclesiastes 12? Yediah, I'm going to bring this out real quick because I've been having it on my mind. I really didn't to bring this out, so I just think I'll bring it out tonight since there's no questions.
Ecclesiasticus 12.
This is the heavy scripture right here. 12 and 6. I think it's 6 or let me just. Somebody get me Ecclesiastes 1:1 in the Bible where it talks about man. It is noted as man 1 and 6, I think it is.
Oh, Ecclesiastes or Ecclesiasticus?
No, yeah, Ecclesiastes. We both look. You looking for Ecclesiastes 12 and 6, not in the Apocrypha.
Come.
You got it?
Ecclesiastes 12 and 6.
And what does it say?
Or ever the silver cord be loosed.
Talk about it.
Come.
Is it talking about death? Let me see something. Let me find out. Y'all, so bear with me for a minute. There's one talking about death. The Lord sends down the Spirit and, renews the face of the earth.
Come.
You know what I'm talking about.
Come.
Let me tell you something. When you die, when your soul leaves your body, it returns. But it's a process. It goes through something before it returns to the earth. If you're a young man and you die, the scriptures tell you come back in your generation. That's why it's such a horrible thing that you die at a young age. Because you're not going to return in another generation. In other words, the Lord said generation, he said the generation that saw me, I'm paraphrasing, die, the generation is going to see me return. You died at a young age is because something happened or your body was not able to sustain life. So now you are taken out of that body. Or disobedience of the Lord's laws. So now something happened. I don't know if you shot, I don't know if you had something, a plague, I don't know, whatever happens, you are unable to withstand life in your body.
Right.
You understand? So you're taken out of that body at a young age. You understand? But here's the thing. Once you're taken out that body at a young age, you do not come back in another generation.
Right.
You'll come back in the appointed generation. I'm too far ahead. I don't know if y'all even know about reincarnation or not. You know about reincarnation. You know what Christ said, one generation passes, another comes. Y'all know about that? If you don't, raise your hand. We know we'll pull the scriptures. Go ahead.
Are you talking about third and fourth generation? You reincarnated?
Yeah, that too. But when he said one generation passes, another generation cometh, meaning you're not going to be in another one. If you die, imagine a 15-year-old person died, right? That's 100, as opposed to a man that lives 100 years old. He slips out of his existence, and now he's in a weak state. I can't. He slips into a how can I say it? A death. He gets old, weak, feeble, and he dies. You follow what I'm saying? You're not going to come back in his generation because you both died at the same time. You understand what I'm saying, Don? I'm skipping a little too ahead. Maybe that's a little too much. Maybe I should just go into just one generation. You come back in the generation you are appointed in. You're not going to skip ahead because you died early. They come back. And that. Go ahead.
Okay, so the person that died young, he's not going to come back in the same generation as the person that died at age 100. They're going to come back in a set appointed time. That's right.
The Lord has an appointed time where ye will return back. You follow what I'm saying? Not where you going to be because you both died at the same time. I don't know if I'm explaining it the right way, but because you both died at the same time. He's 100, you 15, you coming back because, y'all both died at the same time. That's the Lord's understand knowledge of what he wanted to do. But the scriptures say one generation. You are not from the generation of the man that lived 100 years old. You follow what I'm saying? I'm gonna go something else. Let's go to go ahead.
I think what you want to show was actually in Psalms. I think it's Psalm 104:30.
That's what I want, and I want the one in Ecclesiastes 12 and 6. Ecclesiastes 12 and 6. But read Psalm 104 and 30.
Oh, well, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 104, verse 30. Thou sendest forth thy spirit. They are created.
Before that. Hold on there. I need that help.
29.
29, give me 29.
Verse 29. Thou hast thy face. They are troubled.
Stop. This is what happens when you are from the Lord. When you are what's the word I want to say? When you are not in the presence of the Lord. When the Lord turned his back. Remember all the scriptures say, I turned my back. You know what I mean? They gave me the back. You know, when the Lord talking about us, we didn't do his laws. When you are not in the presence of the Lord, you are in trouble.
Right.
That's what's happening right now. Right? With the coronavirus.
Right.
That's what happens when we are in the presence of the Lord. What happens? The Lord, we prosper. We become a family. We become, the Lord protects us. We just read the scripture. But when you are alienated or not in the Lord's good graces, you are disobedient to the Lord. There comes trouble. What is the scripture? Y'all don't know about. Read on. Let's read on from where we are. I'll find it.
They are created, and thou renewest the face of slack. Thou hast thy face, they are troubled. Thou takest away their breath. They die and return to their dust.
That's good. The Lord said, you create. There's a couple of ways with that is audible death, where you just go to be an old man and you return to your infancy state. And then you go and die because the Lord said, okay, it's your time. And that you being in that state, it's an honorable, more desirable death than as you getting killed in the street, where you have to come out of your body because of your behavior. I don't know if I'm saying it right. You have to come out of your body because of your sins. You have to come out of that body because of punishment. So what does the Lord do then? Do you actually get a body? Oh man. Read some more. Let's get some more.
They die and return to their dust. Thou sendest forth thy spirit.
Hold on. They die and return to the dust. That's what we're going to hold that right there. You got Ecclesiastes. You want to ask some more?
I was holding Ecclesiastes 1:1.
What does it say? 5, 12. What is 12 and 6?
You want Ecclesiastes plus 12 and 6?
Yes. No, not Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes.
I got it.
What do you got? Let me hear what you got.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, and verse 6. Or ever the silver cord be loosed.
No, that's not it. It's one I'm missing. Is it 9? I'm somewhere. It's somewhere. Go ahead, 9. It says maybe 9. Read 9.
Okay. Verse 9. And moreover, because the preacher was wise,
that's not it. Excuse me? Say what you want to say.
He says 9 and 3 and 1.
No, I don't think that's it. It's 12 something. Okay. Don't even worry. It might be Ecclesiastes because I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. All right. Let's go back to where we were about the second Ezra. And somebody give me Ecclesiastes 1. 1 and
So yes, sir. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9.
1 and 9.
There's no new thing under the sun.
No, that's not it. That's a good one. But yeah, read that. Read the one above it, scripture above it.
All men are full of labor.
No, the one where it says
there's no remembrance of former things.
Go to the first verse. Ecclesiastes 1:1.
Come. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 1. The word of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. Vanity of vanities, said the preacher, vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What profit hath a man of his labor who be taken under the sun? One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh.
Stop. One generation passes, and another generation comes after that generation passes. Right. That's the set appointed time, what? That the Lord gave us for our lifespan. Well, what I mean by that? What is a generation? Look it up. What does it say about generation?
Generation. All the people born and living at about the same time regarded collectively.
That's a generation. So you born and living in a certain time, that's considered you're in that generation. Go ahead.
Okay. If I could, sir, everyone would say my generation, we were around at the same time beforehand. So
before who?
No, I was going to say about the generations at an appointed time. So just saying that everyone that's a part of like my generation and age span, we were around at the same time before.
Say again.
If I could, sir, like take Ibad and myself and how we're like young in this truth right now. There was a point in time in history where we were here, and we were here. Both of us were here around the same time.
Yes, you were in your generation. Meaning my generation wouldn't be in your generation because you're, hold on. What's the span on the generation? Meaning the Lord gave us a certain time in life, that our life, he said 120 after the flood. He said man lived for a certain amount of time, right? Right. So now the generation that comes after is not, I want to say generation, let me look it up real quick. Because I keep forgetting. Y'all got to bear with me on this one. I don't want to give you the wrong. Because that how you going to understand the scriptures if you don't understand the generations. Let me just see it real quick. Somebody just look up generation, one generation or whatever. Like you're not the same generation as what's your name in the back? What's the name in the back? Gabar. Well, that's right, Gabar. You're not gonna be the same generation as Gabar.
Right.
Gabar is an older brother. He's a whole nother generation. I think it's like I forgot how many years it is, but let me just find out. Go ahead.
If I could, so it's like you have like, so how they put it in a worldly term, where you have boomers. That have like people that are born like toward a certain amount of period, like their generation, they think they're called like boomers. And then my generation is like the millennials, like from 1980 to like 1994.
Right. Most high, I think they say like it's like 30 or something years or so. When the new generation comes, I can't remember exactly. find it. I want to say 30, 40 years. Y'all look at generation. So now, if you're a whole different generation if you are under your mothers and fathers, your great grandmothers and all that. They're not the same generation as you. So now, if you die, well, what's my thought? You die of an early age because of sin, and they slip off into a death, then that's not the same. You can't say, we know about reincarnation, where people come back on the earth. But the Lord decides on your return on this earth. Because of your sins, the Lord is going, give me the in the Apocrypha, where he says, Ezra 7, chapter 75, I think it was. Somebody get that for me.
First or second Ezra?
Second Ezra, I want to say. The generation about 40 years, something like that. I'm paraphrasing. I don't know. I gotta look it up. Wait.
Google said 30 years.
About 30 years. So now it's a whole different generation. They're not the same as your generation when you grew up. Maybe they got different music, different customs, different habits. You don't have the same habits that I had when I was coming up. We was the generation before you. You follow what I'm saying? I mean, y'all look at us about our music and the way we dress and the way we talk. Y'all look at us like we straight. But we look at you like you straight. You know what I mean? Right or wrong? Your body is what I'm talking about. Your body like, I don't know what these young kids doing these days. You say that's your mom. You know what I'm talking about. So that's because you're in a different generation. You understand? Christ was in a generation, and the people that saw Christ, were going to be the people that see him when he returned. The same generation of people. Let's go to second Ezra. Let's get some more real quick. I'm gonna run over a little bit. Go ahead, Gabar.
That's why that part of Revelation says the person who wounded him looked at him.
Yes.
Because that was the same generation.
That was the same.
He gonna see him again.
He gonna see him again. The people that done that, the people that they going to behold him. The ones that turned their back, the persecuted him, they're gonna see him again. They're not gonna be, but now they're gonna be the same people that back then, 2,000 years ago. Hell no. They're gonna have a different body, a different, they're gonna be different, but they're gonna be the same people. That just goes to show you reincarnation. Listen, I didn't even go into it hard like I would have done if I'd have sat down and put it together. But yeah, that shows you reincarnation. There's tons of scriptures on reincarnation in this Bible.
Right. You
come back on this earth.
Right.
You come back to get rewarded or punished for the things you've done while you are alive. Did y'all get 2 7 and 75? Come on, let's go through that real quick, man. I want to hurry up so I want to get this in before we get up out of here.
7.
Hold on. 2 7. Oh, man. What it's talking about? What does 75 say? 7 and 75.
It only goes to 7.
Oh, no, 7. What am I talking about? Is it first Ezra? Let me see real quick. Like this world right here, man, don't give thanks to the Lord, man. This is an evil place, man. Evil, evil, evil. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It's down there, 70. This one treasure. Bear with me for a minute, y'all. So hold on. Second and seven. Is the first Ezra? Let me first. First Ezra 7:7. Y'all never read when Uriel was talking, when Ezra was talking to Uriel? No, it's not it either. God, tell me, where is it at? It's in North. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me just find it. Second Ezra. 10. All right, let me just, I gotta find that though. All right. Did you find the one where it says the spirit, what's it, Ecclesiastes 12:6? Verse 12:6.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 6.
I think it's 12:6. Let me just double check.
That says, for the Most High hateth sinners, sir, and repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their judgment, of their punishment.
That's not it, but that's a good one. Any questions about anything?
Allah, sir, no question.
Go ahead.
I had a question on the generations. How many generations are there in between each generation?
You mean?
So like there's one generation, how many generations before that generation come back?
Remember it said the third to the fourth generation. So it's like 4. Remember it said, you know what I'm talking about?
Like 4 times. So if it's 30 years to a generation, then that'd be like in a third or fourth generation. That'd be 30 years going by times 3 or 4?
About 4.
Okay.
Remember the Lord said he to the 4th generation or whatever, he said the punishment, that you'll be coming back.
That's what, 120 years. My cousin.
120 years?
Times 4.
Describe the scripture the 3rd or 4th generation. You know what I'm talking about?
Come on.
I can't believe I can't find the scripture. My phone is not working right.
Exodus 34:7.
Read that real quick.
Khan, this is the book of Exodus, chapter 34 and verse 7. Keeping mercy for thousands and forgiving iniquity, aggression, and sin, and that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children, and unto the third and fourth generation.
Right. What does that mean? Break that down. Somebody break it down. It's real simple. He just said it. What is he saying? How long did you think the iniquity of the Lord was going to visit your children will be? Go ahead.
If I could use an example, can I use Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68?
But I want you to explain it before you use the example.
Khan, where it's going to visit the third and fourth generation. He didn't punish them at that time for that iniquity. He said he was going to revisit it onto your children's children, and then that third and fourth generation, that a number of times was going to have to go by before he revisited the sin that we committed.
Read the scripture again.
Khan. Book of Exodus, chapter 34, verse 7. Keeping mercy for thousands.
Oh, keeping mercy for thousands. Remember, he got mercy that he's holding.
Khan.
Read on.
Khan. Forgiving iniquity.
That's his mercy.
Khan. And transgression and sin. And that will be no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children.
He visits the iniquity upon the fathers upon the children that come under the fathers. What does that mean? That means he's gonna hold back his punishment. That's not what it's saying.
Right.
What is it saying? Go ahead, Gabal.
He's going to punish the third generation of those fathers.
Okay.
The children of the third generation for what their fathers did.
That's good. Go ahead.
And what it says that he will visit the iniquity of the fathers upon the children's children, upon his generation when they come back.
That's right. But meaning what? What is okay? What is okay? Read that scripture slowly so we can all understand it.
Visiting the iniquity of the father.
So now here's the sin of the father. He's visiting. Read on.
Upon the children.
Upon the children. Whose children? The father's children. Read on.
And upon the children's children.
Whose children of those children is he visiting the iniquity upon? Their children.
Right.
So now the Lord ain't saying he's not visiting iniquity till you come back. If a person is serving Islam, and their children will be serving Islam, right, more than likely, and their children, if a father is doing a sin, the father is teaching his children to do that sin. More 9 times out of 10. How you going to escape the sin of the father?
Right.
It's, you know what I mean? Read on.
Unto the children, unto the third and to the fourth generation.
Then he gonna catch you too. You gonna be back following that father in that iniquity, and you gonna get it too.
Right.
You don't understand that, Gabal. Come on, come on, Gabal. What you thinking about, baby? I see your face cringed up.
No, I'm thinking about something else.
Okay, you thinking about something.
I already agree with that.
Okay. So now it ain't just your children are getting. The Lord is punishing them. Just because you've been it ain't saying the Lord said, okay, you were saying I'm gonna punish you, or no. Okay, how can I say it? I'm trying to find a way to say it. Go ahead,
Could I use when the disciples asked Christ about the man who was blind, who did sin? Was it him or was his parents?
You can use that, of course you can use that, but I want one where you can use, because the father sinned, now the children sin, and now you come back in that sin of your father. It's all of us. Then you come back in the Christian church. Y'all woke up you as Christian. Because why? Your father sinned. Then you catch that iniquity that you was that you got from Christianity. I don't know, high blood pressure, diabetes, some kind of sin that you got. Something the Lord put on you for that sin of your father. All of us suffer slavery. I don't give a damn if you're a black man because your father sinned. Your black behind woke up underneath the white man in captivity.
Right.
That's a punishment from the Lord. But meaning, because you was Christian, now I ain't the goddamn poor. Now I got high blood pressure. Because of the sins of my father fell on me. Even if you say it was your mother, your father sinned, meaning he was not there to instruct that family. You can't get around your father's authority over that family.
Right.
Oh, read on. Read some more. To the third one generation. So now you gonna come back in the fourth generation and suffer for the sins of your father. I don't know if you can come in the first generation come, your son, and then your son will have children, and then bam. Either you come back or he will have that the next generation he will have children, and then those children will be you. Coming back to receive the plagues because you started the damn thing.
Right.
Because you didn't obey the Lord. Because you thought it was all right to do the things that you want to do. I gotta find this scripture, y'all. Y'all got me, bear with me. I got to find this scripture. I gotta find this scripture on death because it is heavy. But I forgot where it was at. Any other questions?
Lots.
Any online?
Lots.
Give me Ecclesiastes 1 and 6, like I asked. Read that.
Okay.
And somebody get me where it says, it is known that it's man. I think it's 12 or something like that. And it is known, I'll look it up. Read that if you got it.
You said Ecclesiastes 1 and 6?
No, Ecclesiastes in the Bible. And not the Bible, it's part of the Bible. Like when you say in the Bible, it's like the pomegranate in the Bible. What it is.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 6. The wind goeth toward the south.
Oh, read from 1.
Come, verse 1. The word of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem.
Okay.
Verse 2. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher.
3.
Verse 3. What profit hath a man of all his labor which he taketh under the sun?
They were saying, what profit you got? All this work you doing, and you really ain't profit. We know that by now. Black man in America, boy, you don't know land. You just working just for your own survival. Landless people is a powerless people. You just working to survive. I know land. You know somebody wherever you go on this earth, whatever land you land on, you got to work for your survival.
Right.
There's no inheritance for you on this earth. No inheritance. Read on.
Verse 4. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh.
Keep going.
But
Go ahead.
the earth abideth forever.
The earth ain't going nowhere. So the people are just going and coming. Going and coming. That's what's happening on this earth. Read on.
Verse 5. The sun also arises.
The sun goes up. Go ahead.
And the sun goes down.
And the sun go down. You going?
and hasteth to his place,
and the sun goes back up to where it was. Goes down. Comes up. Is it a different sun? Is it a different sun? When it comes down and goes up, comes down and goes up. What does the Lord say? Read on.
where he arose.
Read on.
Verse 6. The wind goes toward the south and turneth about unto the north.
Hold on. The wind goes to the south, comes back to the north. Read on. Keep on.
It was about continually.
It was about continually, meaning it keeps going. Keeps going. Keeps going. Read on.
And the wind returneth again, according to his circuit.
The wind keeps going. Is it a new wind? Huh? What is the Lord trying to tell us? Read on.
Verse 7. All the rivers run into the sea,
All the rivers are running to the sea. Read on.
yet the sea is not full.
Why is the sea not full? All the rivers running to it. How come the sea is not full? Well, you got a glass. You got a glass. Remember, I got a glass right here. This is a glass. This is a cup right here. And all the water runs into this cup. But the cup is not full. What the hell is going on? Go ahead.
The water is evaporated out.
You damn right. Give him a hand. Lord is showing you there's a cycle on this earth, man. All the seas run into the water, into the river, but the river, the water evaporates, goes up into the clouds rain, come back down, it gets purified when it goes up. Clouds rain, come back down, and you got the water that run down your goddamn block, all the way down, and the waters you drink, and it comes out your body and goes back, and it gets purified and comes right back. What is the Lord setting the stage for? You coming right back. Everything comes back.
Right.
Nothing new under the sun.
Right.
It is not, it's talking about you are not new. You under the sun, ain't you? Read on.
Unto the place from whence the river
Yeah, it hurries up and goes back to the place. So it comes back and the cycle goes on and on. Read on.
Then they return again.
Then they return back on the earth. Read on.
Verse 8. All things are full of labor.
Now, give me what it says, and it is known as, I think it's 12. Okay, read on, read on.
Man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear fills with hearing.
Because if you don't understand spiritual things, then you're just a carnal person living after. You're not in tune with the Lord. You don't understand what the Lord is trying to do on this earth. You don't understand why the Lord is bringing you back time and time again and telling you to repent. You understand why Christ said, the religious leaders dress up nice, but inside they full of bones. You know what I'm talking about? They're full of bones. Why is he saying that? Because they are wicked, even though they appear to be nice, even though they appear to be righteous. Read on.
Verse 9. The thing that has been, it is that which shall be.
The thing that has been in the past, what's the thing that has been? You. You are the thing that has been. You are the thing that's going to be, that is here and now. Hold on. The thing that has been is that which shall be. Read on.
And that which is done is that which shall be done.
Now, this is spiritual right here. And I don't give a damn with nobody. Listen, you ever went to sleep. The Lord said, Christ said, don't go to sleep angry. There's a spiritual reason why he said that. You know why? When you sleep, you have to sleep every night. It's a spiritual invention. It's a spiritual invention that you're going through. And how you go off into that sleep is how you make, it's the way you're going to awaken out of that sleep. It's the same as death. Death is, let me tell you something, man. Okay, I don't know how people think when you are born, that you are born a totally different person than you are now. The way you are, you carry that momentum. I don't know how to phrase it. You carry that particular person into your death, and you come back with that. That's why kids are all they're different. They're not the same. It's the same as when you go to sleep. You go to sleep. You ever went to sleep angry and woke up and was angry? What was you angry because you woke? Why? How come you didn't, get rid of all that anger when you were sleeping? Because you carried that anger over until you woke up, until you got up and did what you did. That's why Christ said you got to don't go to sleep. Where is that scripture at? Before you go to sleep, make sure everything is right. Make sure you take care of all your problems. Make sure there's no anger, and then you go to sleep. Because you don't want to carry, that's a spiritual thing. That's spiritual. That's not carnal. That's not fleshly. Your flesh, that has nothing to do with, that has something to do with your spirit. Right. That's what he's saying. He's trying to guide you into being right so that when you drift off, you don't carry that thing that you did not, that's wicked among with you. That's what people do when they die. When they die, they come back. You start off with a clean slate. But that person that you were is encoded inside you. All right, I'm paraphrasing. And then you grow up with those vices that you held or those things that you've done. That's why Christ said, what did he say? I don't get how to paraphrase. It's going, those that done the wicked in the past are going to do the wicked again. Because why? That's how they left this earth. That's how they return. They return with that same, Say it, go ahead, say. Not mentality, because you leave your mental state. Those for nothing. You don't, like the scriptures say, there's no care about your hate and love and all that. That's God. Where does it say that in the scriptures? If I could.
Paraphrase it,
where it says you no more hate, there's no more love, there's no more, that's physical. Those things that come while you exist, while you're on the earth, while you're in this flesh, are the things you learn physical, are the things you learn while you here. But when you leave this body, because you don't have those things. I don't understand what I'm saying. Somebody give me a question. Anybody have any questions on this?
Lies, sir, no question.
All right. What does it say? Your hate and your love. No, I gotta find the scripture. I don't know. Abundant know what I'm talking about. All that dies when your flesh dies, because that's part of your carnality. That's part of here. Well, when you die, you are no longer physical. You no longer possess those things. What?
You're not talking about Revelation 21:4?
What is that?
And God shall wipe away all tears.
No, that's not it. I can find that. Where it says there's no more hate, there's no more love.
All it says there is no more death, neither sorrow nor crying.
No, that's not it. Y'all give me 1 second if I could. Hit the whole y'all over. Any other questions?
Lies, sir.
It's something 12:4. Let me see. I'm gonna find this scripture. It might be 12:4. Solomon laid it down, man. I don't know. Oh, it's 9 and 12. Yeah, check it out. Okay, all right. Let's move on for time's sake, because I'm not going to find that. No, it's not. I'm not going to find it. All right. Did you get the one I was talking about? Was just no more hate?
Lies, I couldn't find it.
Okay. All right. Give me what Job talked about death. If you can find that. Job said, "Lord, take me and bring me back when the time when you're over your anger." Job spoke about that. We'll get a few more minutes in, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Give me Job 14 and 5. That one in Revelation is a good one too, the 121. That was a good one, but go to verse Job 14 and 3.
This is the book of Job, chapter 14 and verse 3. And dost thou open thy eyes upon such an one, and bringeth me into judgment with thee. Verse 4. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean?
Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? That's something to think about right there. Because if something's unclean, like you got to unclean something, how you going to bring something clean out of it?
Right.
It's like if they got a soggy, soiled rag, you going to bring something clean out of that dirty thing. The Lord said, who can do that? Read on.
Not one. Verse 5. Seeing his days are determined.
Past, meaning the Lord set a determination for the days that we are to be, taken out, the days that we die. Death is not the end of all. Like people are scared of death and they don't know what happens after death. They have no understanding. But death is when you leave this body, and this is scriptural and I cannot find it. When you leave this body and you go for judgment before the Lord, and in that judgment is when you return in whatever state the Lord decides you to be in. That's why it's important for you to understand that the Lord's laws supersede everything. Remember, the Lord's laws been here from the beginning. There have been life and death on the earth, people passing and going, generations, but the Lord's laws remain constant.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's important for you to understand how important that is, because when you go for judgment, when you leave this body, your mother, your sister, your brother, your aunt, uncle, all of them are not going with you. You are going, this one was something relative. You going before the Lord for judgment, and then it's determined when you go, what's going to happen to you, or what your future is. That's really important, man. It's very important. How you die should signal to the people that's living. Oh shit, he died in this way. Oh snap, what's up? He died in this way. Now you're going for judgment, which is actual correction. Because now you know, you in your spirit, you know that the thing you done, whatever it is, you're going to feel that your conscience will be like, I can't do that. It should be like that. It's an actual correction, man. And those that don't feel it is because they are listening to demons in the other nations, which always the same thing. They don't understand. They don't listen to the Lord. They don't fear the Lord. And so they keep going through the same trauma, going through the same things. And the Lord, in his mercy, is bringing them back until that time, that judgment where everybody that's living going to pay for the crimes they committed, which is before when this kingdom ends. That's that judgment day is thermonuclear warfare. Well, you can't go into the kingdom if you are not written in the, the Lord doesn't see fit. All right? Read on.
Okay. So,
You have any questions, brother?
No, so I just came to class. The brother right here, he told me, I was going to wrap it up, so I just came to listen to a couple of words.
Okay. The Most High in Christ, man. You have anything on your mind, anything you need to talk about? Anybody? You raise your hand and we can go through it real quick. We got a few more minutes.
It's not going to my mind, but it's on my conscience, computer. Get prayed over.
Get who?
Get prayed over.
Okay. Let me tell you something. The Lord, that's heavy as you came in there. You came into the class, brother, and you know what I mean, found your way here to hear, you know what I mean, to get what the Lord wants you to receive. You had whatever question you may have, because I know a lot of people got tons of questions about everything that's going on today. But here's my thing. My thing is this. You changing, whatever it is, the Lord got you in this room for you to change your life at this time. I'm gonna make it real simple, somewhat plain. There's a lot of destruction coming up on this earth. We are in the times of the Lord's judgment. You understand? Where does it say when it says, what's the scripture when it says, give me one where it says, be clean, like you were dirty, but now you are clean, whatever, I'm paraphrasing, like a minstrel's cloth or whatever. Give me that one or anything that talks about being dirty and being made clean. Coming out of the world, brother, let me tell you something, brother, if I could. I'm gonna tell you something real heavy. There's a lot of influence in that world that wants you to stay there, and Satan gonna use all kind of vices to keep you there. Your strength is whether you can come out of that world and join yourself into this body right here. Because that's the way you're going to come out of this place. Or, listen to whatever it is you're going, whatever vices you got out there to keep you a slave to him. It ain't no small thing. You know what I mean? It's what's been happening to our people from jump. Satan had a hold on us. He's alienated us from our identity, from our culture, from the Lord, teaching his ways, making things acceptable in your mind that the Lord said was supposed to be abomination to him, that are against him. He make those things in your mind acceptable. Go ahead, raise your hand. No, go ahead.
That's in the book of Matthew's world. Matthew's world. It's they may be acceptable to the Son of Man, but not to the Son of God, for the Holy Ghost, I believe.
Well, I'm not sure what scripture you tried to quote right there. I think maybe, but
I'm trying to lead to what you just said. The concept is bring that scripture up. I say, we said, the enemy is still trying to make it acceptable to you.
That's right.
All the world.
Like the scriptures say, Satan, he ain't gonna come and say, oh, I'm Satan. He comes to you in a subtle way. You might think, hey, man, nothing wrong with weed. We come from the earth. Why not? God put it here. Why can't we smoke it? That's against the Lord. That's totally against God. All these drugs and how we self-inebriate ourselves, how we believe, we make excuses to make it acceptable in our conscience that what we're doing is right. We do that. And Satan comes in you because he wants to take you from the inheritance that the Lord has for you. So how he does that is he convinces you that things you do is not against God. Because in your mind, you can't go against God. It's going to be a fight. Something, whoa, wait a minute, this is against God? Well, I can't, a righteous brother be like, I can't do this thing if it's against God. But if it's not against God and it seems okay, then I can partake. That's what he did. This white woman, oh man, we all the same. We all humans, ain't we? We all bleed red. So why can I have this white girl? That's totally against the scripture, man. I mean, can you imagine what he do? The shrimp is all right. I mean, this I'm just on everything, paraphrasing. So that's how he gets us to disobey the Lord. When the Lord's laws are direct, the thing, how do you know the Spirit, what the Lord wants you to do on this earth? Christians always say, what do Christians say? Oh, the Lord is, we follow the Spirit of the Lord. What do Christians say? Y'all know what Christians say. Come on, y'all, help me out. We, go ahead, right?
Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Yeah, that's another bunch of crap. All that's a bunch of crap. There's only one Father. There's only one Lord. Shema Yashala Yahweh Elohim Yahweh Kai. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one. Everything else is in obedience and serving the Lord, and that's why they in the position they in. The Lord, what was I going to say? Christians always say that the Lord is, we self, I don't know what they say. We follow the Spirit of the Lord, we obey the Lord, but the Lord got direct. What was the thing that Moses came down with? Moses came down with no religion. Did Moses come down with Islam or Christianity? Did he? Or did he come down with laws? He came down with laws, man, from the Lord. That's what we're supposed to be following, man.
Right.
We're supposed to be obeying the Lord's rules, man. And he gave them to one nation. Moses didn't come and give them to the Chinese and the Africans and the East Indians and all that. He came out of one laws for one nation. So that should free you up on all these all nations crap that black people believe. That all nations got an equal opportunity. That's bull crap. It's only you. You suffering the plagues for disobeying the Lord. Then they come on talking about you getting more plagues with the coronavirus than white people. I mean, more death. You get more high blood pressure eating that crap the white man eat. The Lord will say him like he's a heathen. He's not even a part. He's not the point I gave my laws to. So I don't expect him to obey my laws. I didn't give it to him. He's just something that's going to be a wild animal, and that's that. But I did give you my law. What's your problem? How come you don't obey? You don't think my wisdom is higher than those people? Or the Egyptians or all the other nations that I destroyed before you? You don't think that. You better take, and then a lot of people say they take their own way, or they listen to their peers. Well, let me tell you something. I won't go into it tonight. I can't find the scripture. When it's time for you to empty that body, when the Lord calls you at that body, ain't nobody gonna be there for you.
Right.
No. You ain't gonna say, Uncle Rick or man such and such. You ain't gonna even know who they are when you leave that body. There's no remembrance of former things. That's the scripture. There's no remembrance of former things. Get that for me. You ain't gonna remember who your family is, what, because that's all carnal. Ain't that carnal? Ain't they in the flesh? That's what you got on earth. You mean to tell me when you leave this body, you still gonna be defined by your earthly existence? You crazy. You don't know the hell the Bible talking about, man. Go ahead.
I pulled it, sir. Ecclesiastes 1:11.
Where'd you get that from, man? You know I can't remember. I said, yeah, I this goddamn scripture. I can't remember nothing. Read it.
Go, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 11.
So we read earlier that the Lord recycled everything. You go off the earth and come back. You go off the earth and come back. You go off the earth and come back, just like the sun goes up and down and up and down, just like the rivers run to the sea and go evaporate, come back down the earth, run back into the sea, evaporate, come back down, just like the winds roll about on their circuits. Well, then you come back. And that goes for animals. You eat animals, you know what I'm saying? It refreshes you, it's good.
Right.
All right, yes, good. But they come back. There's no new thing under the sun. Read on.
God, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 11. There is no remembrance of former things.
You know?
Neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after.
Listen, once you leave that body, you don't remember who your brother, your mother, your aunt, your sisters, and relatives were. There's no hate. Just say there's no hate. We don't. It's something. It's one of the scriptures says there's no hate, there's no love. All that's God.
A lot.
That's not it. I had to find it. Yeah. You get you a clean slate, brother. And who the Lord puts you down here with, guess what? In that next life, you will love them too. That's my family. That's my brother and sister, my aunt, uncle, nephew, niece, and all that. That's why Abraham, when the Lord called Abraham out of Babylon, he left his family. He told the Lord that I'm with you, not the family.
Right.
Now, I ain't saying, listen, I ain't saying your family, you leave your family. Of course, you know what I mean, you got obligation, whatever. But if they ain't down, I had to talk with the brother the other day, and you're going to be a slave to your family because they don't believe what you believe. So now you want to stick there and serve your family, you're hindering yourself. When you coming out of your family, you can lead your family into righteousness. Or if you stay underneath them while they in their wickedness, because you don't want to leave your family, but then who's the fool? Abraham ain't say, listen, that's my family. I better not go into this. No. And then the Lord talked about Abraham. You better search, you better seek the Lord, man.
Right.
You understand? Seek the Lord, man. The Lord got all kind of things he's fitting to pour out of his earth to show his anger. Where we at? Read on. Where we at?
That was it, sir.
That was it? Give me where it says, it is known that it's man. Remember it said the thing that has been, the thing shall be, and it is known that it's man. Man is the thing that was in the past, and the thing that's going to be in the future. You come back. Don't you know that? You don't know you come back in this earth, and you're going to get rewarded or punished for the things you do right now. Things you do right now, the Lord told, that I knew you from the womb.
Jeremiah.
I knew you from the womb. Why? Because Jeremiah was a man of God. And the Lord when the Lord sent him down here, He expected a man of God to retain that same position. I knew you from the womb. He said to everybody. A lot of people that don't have that type of understanding and knowledge. There's nothing new. Your baby ain't new. That baby born to you, he got a new body. But that person been here. That person just regenerated back into the earth. That's why the Lord said one generation comes, another one goes. The generations come back, you come back in your generation. You die early, you don't come back in my generation. You die early, you gotta come back in the generation you was in. You are younger than me. That's why it was such a thing that a father see his son die. That's such a thing because the father knows, and deep down inside him, he knows that he's supposed to die before that boy. Because why? Because now he died, he goes off, and he comes back, and that boy follows suit. Well, that boy died before his father, he ain't coming back in his father's generation. That boy comes back in his generation, and the Lord wants you. I don't want to go too far into it like that, but y'all feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? That the generations that are now come back, you don't go back in another person's generation. Right. It's like you don't go into another, you're a black man right here, right now, you ain't gonna be no, what am I gonna say, you ain't gonna be another tribe. I.S.U.P.K. Or you ain't gonna be no, you in tribe. You ain't gonna be Ephraim.
No, he.
You ain't gonna be no, of course you ain't gonna be no either. But you come back in the same tribe you are. Right. That's why it's so heavy about abortions, man. You killing the people that's coming back. You killing your own kind. You're teaching your people to kill each other. The Lord gave us a breather this time when there ain't no abortions going on now, I don't think. Right. You know what I mean? The Lord does not bring new, like y'all think the Lord brings new spirits in the earth. But the spirits that come back are the same spirits that have been punished time and time again. And the Lord telling them to repent, stop your wickedness, stop doing that. That's what's going on. And it's to our people. You gonna tell the white man to stop his wickedness? Are you gonna tell the white man to stop his wickedness? He's created the goddamn wicked. Right. That's his job. So it's talking about you. You gonna tell the Chinese to stop their wickedness? Or the East Indians? Go and tell them. Tell them to stop eating the goddamn bat and dog. I heard Wuhan, what's it called, Wuhan? They opened their markets up, they still selling bat and dog. Still selling bat and dog. Come on, tell them to stop their wickedness. It's you! You ain't, they Indians. What laws did the Lord give you? I'm asking you. What laws, when did the Lord come to them and say, listen, obey my commandments? He did. Right. I don't know where this fall comes from. People think they're all people the same. You're behind, get the coronavirus, the white man kick you out the hospital. That should show you ain't. Oh man, are you kidding me? They got all kind of black people they reject from the hospital that been dying from this coronavirus. Did you know that? But they'll tell you on the news, we all the same. We all in this together. That's what they say, right? We all in this together. Yet you the one dying. Yeah, you the one get rejected when it's time when the rubber hits the road. You the one rejected. Y'all, we gotta wake up, man. We can't be listening to this man's lies like this, man. You got to know that the Lord separated you from these other nations.
Right. Right.
And the Lord don't want you to get down with these other nations. And that's that. If you want to live and enjoy the kingdom of heaven, then you got to be fit to be a person that should enter into the kingdom of heaven. If you ain't fit, you got something that you got to work on to get yourself there. It's like any other gym you got to go work on when you want to get yourself in shape. Go ahead, where we at? Anybody have any questions?
No, sir.
Go ahead, brother. You got a question? Go ahead.
You said the Lord separated us from the other nations that's not on the 12 tribes. In the back of my mind, I believe I know of. Because the dominant gene and the mounting gene.
Let me tell you, like, okay, all that gene crap comes from science, right? And then science, let me ask you a question, brother, if I could. Does science tell you how to build a family? Science will tell you how to build a family, how to keep your woman, how to not get sick or not well, how to not eat the animals that's getting you sick. Science, let me tell you something about science. Science is knowledge that it should not, like a lot of people use that type of knowledge to replace what the Lord laid down. You can't, the knowledge that you get from science should be because of what the Lord laid down. Right. Not to replace it. And a lot of people do that. That's why our lives is messed up, but we say science. I'm in slavery. Does science tell me how to get out of captivity? No, the Lord tells you how to get out of captivity, but science don't. Right. Science tells me how to get off the drugs. Science don't tell you how to get off the drugs. Science will tell you about the drugs or whatever, but the Lord tells you how to do that. Right. The Lord explains the things that's happening on this earth, man. And our people, what we do, we look for an alternative to what the Lord said. So we try to find little things that we can escape in, some other knowledge that we can have, we can say, this is the knowledge I found instead of that knowledge. No, all that knowledge is garbage. If we can't all agree on this one thing, then the hell with that science garbage. I don't give a damn what it says. The Lord's laws is more important than anything. Right. What the Lord said is why we are dying in the hood. I can read what the Lord said, and it has come to pass, and it's what is happening right now. Go ahead, bro. What is it, 80 times? What? No, you see that today. It got to do with 80 times. That's happening right now. Ain't you dying from police violence right now? Ain't you drugged and messed and families destroyed right now? Ain't your women hoes and you don't have no land right now? So that's hatred. That's true hatred, man. I'm telling you, true hatred ain't just imagined. True hatred is what's going on physically right now on this earth. Right. You talk about what physically what's going on is you being destroyed, and that's how you grew up in your life from that destruction. I don't know how you grew up, brother. I don't know how all of you grew up, but I know one thing: the families are being destroyed, abortions, Christianity. That's hatred. Christianity is teaching black people to hate themselves, to love. You said no? Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you. Teaching black people to hate themselves and to love white people.
Correct.
That's what Christianity is all about. You know, that's why it's Christian churches all over. Teaching your women to be whores. Teaching your women to disrespect you. You understand? Teaching, not showing you the ways of the Lord. You know what hatred is? I'm growing up eating pork and not knowing it's a sin against the Lord. That's hatred. For I was even born, they plotted on my life. When I got here, I followed their instructions and realized it was against the Lord. That's true hatred right there. That's the Christian church. Not warning me against the Lord, but making it acceptable, the things that the white man pushes that are against our people. One more, brother, I gotta roll to wrap it up. Go ahead. Listen, we ain't got no cares. I love sitting out here talking to y'all, but it's getting, you run it off the top. We're over the time. Go ahead. Speak up. Huh? Come on with it. You got a question? Get it off your mind. Huh?
That's what we teach. But it's not just as a day.
Say again?
It's not just as a day, like as in you got some people on the earth that don't go to Christian church or go to church at all, and still hate the own flesh. So it still goes back to the way to what you're saying. At the same time, you're not gonna go at the Gentile land. You're not gonna just put them under the Christian church. Like people that are
We don't put them on the bus. Anybody know where am I going with this? Go ahead.
And the eye will be evil towards our brother.
We get that as a curse, but I want to go to the one where it says what does it say? Where they forsook the laws of the Lord.
First Maccabees 1:11. We better uncircumcised.
You grab that first Maccabees 1:11, but not that one. But they forsook and cast the Lord's laws into their back. I'm paraphrasing. Let me get it. Let me tell you something about the Christian church. And if I could, I'm gonna give it to you like you supposed to understand as a black man like me. Christian church was set up by the people that dragged you over here in slavery, that put you in chains, that murdered your ancestors, that locked you up, that aborted your kids, that destroyed your family. Before you was even born, they plotted on the destruction of your family. And the Christian church upheld that, man. They upheld the thing. You going through what you going through, and you may not even understand it. From birth, you didn't know your family. You didn't know your identity. You didn't know the Lord's law. You didn't know nothing about yourself. And you still don't. Because you know why? The Christian church was the entity that the white man set up to keep you asleep. Let me get it to you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 9, verse 26. Nevertheless, they were disobedient and rebelled against thee, and cast thy law behind their back.
You see what the Lord said? We was the ones disobedient and rebelled against the Lord. And as a punishment, we served in our slavery underneath our enemies. Oh yeah. The Lord said, hold your point for a second. The Lord said, these curses will come upon you. Don't you realize that the oath your forefathers took, they expect their son, they're supposed to keep, and their children were supposed to keep? That oath is not no light thing, man. You take an oath with the Lord. So only certain sons will say like, damn, damn, I gotta uphold what my forefathers, the oath they took before the Lord, before all this destruction happened. That's why we in it. But some people never realize it. You know why? Because carnality had you look at somewhere else. I don't see spiritual things. I don't see my forefathers being honorable. What I see is the drugs that can give me a good life. The woman that I believe that I should be, that excites me. I see the things of this flesh that I'm in. But remember, when you leave this flesh, that woman will leave that flesh too. The things you see they have no value. But what you put in it, I don't know if I'm saying. If I say anything to get the jar anything to somebody, you put the value. Don't you realize the things you admire changes over time? Those things ain't gonna be what you admire 20 years from now. It's here now. It's exciting now. It's new. Woo. But it's gonna grow old, and then you'll find something else new. So it changes over time. I remember back in the day when we thought them Chevy Blazers was back in the day. I was like, man, I gotta get me one of them. Like, damn, he rolling hard with that system in that joint. I don't even think about this joint there, man. But back then, boy, woo, you couldn't tell me nothing different. It was like you was sitting above everybody, looking down, rolling hard. That's how we are, man. Because we in it's a carnal thing. It's a carnal lust over things that we can possess while we in this flesh. But the Lord trying to elevate you to another level. It's a spiritual world that you ain't in tune with, that you don't understand, that exists and is bringing destruction and everything on this earth, but you can't see it. You can't see the forest through the trees. You're in the midst of the trees. They're trying to see the whole goddamn forest. When I got to take your behind, lift you up, like the Lord did with Ezekiel, I think it was. He showed him, he lifted him about and showed him the things, the whole courtyard and all of that. For you can have a higher understanding of what's going on, instead of you having an understanding of just what's going on around you. Go ahead, Abdullah. Do that. Go ahead. Get it in. Real.
Come. And slew thy prophets which testified against them to turn to them to thee.
You know what the prophets are telling you? There's a better way of life, man. This coronavirus should be waking people up. You ain't got no friend. You sitting in the house, and the women that you was buying, you can't get that woman whores. You can't get them whores while you sitting in the house. To wake you up to say, wait, the agenda, the things I thought was right, was not right with the Lord. I should have had a family set up. I shouldn't have to go out here and do those things, man. I should have a woman that if I did have a desire to have sex with her, she'd be ready and willing. Because she know I'm right there with her. And she know I ain't no goddamn, I ain't the type of guy that's going to just, throw her away or whatever. Well, I mean, the Lord's sitting you down to think about these things, man. I saw my brother the other day, man. Oh man, I went. I see a woman in them. I don't know how long, because you've been living wrong, man. You just ain't been doing the things the Lord asked you to do. The Lord told Adam Well, he was doing the work of the Lord. Man should not, well, I'm paraphrasing. He should not be alone. And he gave him a woman. That woman wasn't no hoe. Lord didn't give him no hoe. The Lord gave him a woman that was going, that he should have been over, teaching, guiding, and, leading. Read on.
And they brought great provocations.
Why you want to be on the earth with no land talking about, I'm going to sell some drugs to my people? To do what? To get the land that the white man going to take away from you? I'm going to hold my woman. Get a woman that the Lord put over, he puts you over top of a woman. And now you looking to get that woman just to abuse her. Imagine that one now. Take for a second. Imagine her state of mind after men abuse her time after time after time again. Now you ain't the first one to say, I'm gonna get me some, whatever. That happened a few times. Come on, man. She's gonna start to hate you. And men at all. Because why? Ain't no man that's gonna take the damn charge to tell her stop doing what the hell she's doing and be right, even if she don't want to follow. At least you put that, you stood your ground. So she can't say ain't no man ever, when you get on the internet, the whole turn the lights on the internet, and all the comments are, oh baby, oh goddamn, oh baby, all these men. She knows that attention, she loves that attention, but ain't gonna never respect you because you ain't never, she got no respect for you, man. Straight up and down. Go ahead, read on. Let's get on out of here, man. Anybody question? Any more questions? Anything else while I go? All right. I'm gonna pass the class over, preach over to Yediah.
You Captain Shapar, another strong hand. That being said, we I.S.U.P.K. started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister come to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're here to shed themselves to the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tied to the commandments. Read about this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. I.S.U.P.K. is 10th in Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department. Priest first, we walk for the priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever money you give, I'll become a holy convocation. That you know the Passover has been going home. That does not mean we're not going to have the Lord's Passover. We're going to have it at the appointed time. Keep up with Commander General YAHANNA on Black Watch for the videos that he dropped. And this is also for the up-and-coming troopers and first-time officers and 50s. You are still required to serve in the serving department. Contact Captain Shapar Napaj or Officer Daniel Olive. Remind no Akim and Nakwa to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If any brother wants to be a trooper in school, start wearing all black blue shirt.
And let me just say this. This just came to me real quick. That angel, you stay right there. Stay right there. Remember, the Lord sent the angel of death in this place. That angel of death, he fears the Lord.
Right.
You understand? The angel of death is putting people to death. He ain't going. What you going to say to the angel of death? Not put you. He fears the Lord. You should fear the Lord.
Right.
That's what the problem is. The angel of death is doing his job. People dying left and right in this place.
Right.
He don't give a damn about your situation. He don't give a damn about you in the ghetto. I just said, was it rich and poor? You said the rich man died just like the poor man in the hood died.
Right.
Right? Rich and poor, old and young. All of them died. This angel of death follows orders, man. And you should follow orders too. You ain't got to worry about no angel of death and nothing else, man. The Lord brings life and death.
Right.
Go ahead, you guys.
Con. If any brother wants to be a trooper, the school start wearing all black, shirt, headband, and scarf, and with that, I module with the stand. Stand up, module. In the military, too.
No, it's going to salute.
Con. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Abam Shabbat. Admaj. Barak. Yahanna. Dr. Batai, sorry, perfect assistance. Men of Israel, we're going to give the sisters one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Abam Shabbat. Admaj. Barak. Yahanna Shabbat. Dr. Batai, class dismissed.
We're going to put the class together in this week.